Hi and welcome to another episode of Find Zen with VR, hosted by Virtuous Retail and Zen Finder. I'm your host Ranjit Babbar, and today we're in conversation with Anna Chandy about another problem created by COVID 19, something we're calling the proximity problem, and how the lockdown can create stresses on your relationship and discord in your personal space. Anna Chandy is a social psychologist, a thought leader, and the founder of Anna Chandy and Associates here in Bangalore. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Anna. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us. Let's just jump right into it. These are trying times for all of us. And in your experience, how do people typically tend to deal with the crisis? And what kind of stress can it put on relationships?
So, crisis is a time of uncertainty, and when there is uncertainty, there is loss. So, people have a host of varied feelings. Some people feel angry, some feel sad, some feel helpless, some feel frustrated, some even feel numb. There is no right or wrong feeling. Every feeling that you experience is okay, and the intensity of these feelings may vary from person to person. So, first of all, you need to give yourself the permission to feel what you're feeling. Now, what has happened in this current crisis, because it's a lockdown and people are confined to their homes and they need to work from homes, there are a lot of issues arising, especially in relationships. You're trying to work from home when you have children at home, you have household work, and you have additional chores to do. Along with this, you're trying to manage working professionally from home. There may be a lack of space, there may be noise. You don't have really defined timings as work timings or family time. So what is really happening is that the boundaries are blurred. When boundaries are blurred, we get a feeling that our personal space is being violated. This leads to a lot of difficulty in relationships. We feel misunderstood, we feel unempathized, and we also feel that some of us are doing more work than the other. There are some members in the family that are doing less. All this leads to issues in the home. We also have the additional burden of having children at home, especially in young children, who again are full of energy and so much of energy that is not channelized, that can lead to irritability. So it's a very, very difficult time for us. Now, the third part is the uncertainty is also there as what is really going to be the impact of this lockdown. There may be financial impact, there may be career impact, there may be other social impacts, there may be unemployment. So there are so many other social issues also that actually cause an impact on relationship. Having said that, what is important for us during this time with regard to relationship is understand that this is a transition period and really keep that in mind so that you manage your irritability or your anger or your frustration, and also have these open chats with your children, with your loved ones, that there are some common rules that we all need to maintain so that we do not have additional burdens on our relationships.
Thank you, Anna, for that. I'm sure our viewers will find that very insightful and helpful. Another unfortunate outcome of social distancing and self-isolation is that people are starting to feel very isolated themselves and very alone. So, what perspective can you offer our viewers?
I think I would like to start by saying you're not alone. You're not alone in this country. You're not alone in the world. This current crisis of COVID-19 is a global issue. Some of the common issues and that are coming up are people, first let me talk of people engage in using substance abuse. There's some of it, there's excessive. And in some cases, those who have problems of alcoholism or even addiction problems. They're facing withdrawal symptoms because they're not getting what they require. That's one issue. There are a lot of relationship issues because people are feeling burdened, tired, there's experiencing mental fatigue. The other issue is lots of people who've been very sociable, who are used to going out on the weekends, who have a fun time. That's become a burden because they're feeling the social isolation and being confined, and just seeing just a few people, or those who are single are feeling so, in a way, contactless with the larger world. We also have what we considered fun now become a burden. That's this work from home. Work from home now is becoming a burden because we have to find a quiet space to conduct our meetings, or we don't have formal timings which is considered work timings. Therefore, family time and work timings are being blurred. That is causing additional stress. In fact, I've heard many people saying I'm working more than I used to when I used to go into the office. Then, of course, there are people who are really, really concerned and anxious about the uncertainty. What does the future hold for them? Is there going to be financial losses? What is the financial impact? How do they sustain themselves? People who have older people in their homes, they're getting tired about caregiving. And then, of course, the actual fear of, will I get this virus? And some of us who are in the essential services are additionally also facing discrimination. So these are some of the kind of problems that people are reaching out to all over the world. I would still say this is still lockdown time. This is one set of issues that have come up. When the lockdown completes and we start the new normal, there are several other issues going to come up in terms of migrant staff. What are their problems? What is really economic burden on the government? So what are some of the new measures they're going to take? In schooling, how long are schools and educational institutions going to be closed? These are all very, very real concerns and worries. And all these are going to become issues that we all need to problem solve.
Thank you for that, Anna. And the last question, and most importantly, I guess, is what are some of the positives that people can focus on to really shift their attention away from the problem that's at hand?
So I'm going to start that I believe this is a time for apocalypse and not catastrophe. And apocalypse time is a time of crisis and change. However, during crisis and change, there are certain hidden revelations of ourselves or society that start emerging, and those can be very positive. Some of the positives that have come out is more and more people are really accounting for nature and beginning to value nature. So I think that is going to be very, very positive. The second positive, I think, is many people, many of us are relooking at life, do we need to simplify our lifestyle? Because in these few weeks, we have really learned how to simplify life and still kind of contain ourselves and manage. The third most important thing, which I really think in our country, it's wonderful to see the way the community has come together. When I talk about community, I'm talking about community coming together as government, or even in residential areas, gated communities, members coming together, volunteering to help the old, volunteering to take on some of the regular requirements of the community. I think there's a coming together of community. And I think that is very powerful, especially in our country, because we are a collective. And somewhere in the rush of development and in the rush of lack of time, we were forgetting that. I also think the positive part of this is that we are learning to be creative in such new ways. The number of videos you see where there is humor being brought out so innovatively and creatively, I think that's just wonderful. People are coming out with so many of their hidden talents which were really latent. And so I think that when we view this time as an apocalypse, that's the wonder of it. that there's going to be so many hidden talents and hidden revelations that are coming out. I would like to say that the best way to manage these times is what I call the three-step model. That is, first account for all the feelings you're feeling and don't discount it and don't disregard it. It's valuable. And if somebody else is sharing, don't judge them for it. The second thing is breathe. Your breath helps you contain and your breath helps you to feel balanced. The third is care. Care, one is self-care. If you don't take care of yourself, whether it's your hygiene, how you're protecting yourself, how you can take little bits of caring just to feel good. And then also communicate. Communicate openly, even if it's uncomfortable, so that there is transparency. This will also help us be contained and help us transition from this crisis into building our strengths and emerging strong as we begin our new normal.
Thank you, Anna, for that. A lot of interesting insights and takeaways for our viewers. That's all the time that we have for today's session. You can find Anna Chandy and Associates contact information in the description that we've shared along with this video. Do stay tuned for more videos as we'll be talking to a lot more interesting people in the coming few days. Thanks so much for joining us.